Yo, what's up? Oh, damn. Sorry, I couldn't hear it. Yo, sorry about the delay. HVACR. Huh. Orange HVACR is in the house. What's happening? Sorry about the delay. Let me bring this down, 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 to down. Oh, bruh. If Comcast was a part, it's a good thing I don't live in Philadelphia. As Comcast was just the biggest pain in my you know what. Biggest pain in my you know what. I have prevented upgrading. Bear with me for a second. I have prevented upgrading my router for the longest time. For the longest time, I prevented upgrading my router, and it's just been problem after problem after problem. And they like, Comcast like, yeah, we'll just go ahead and bring it in, and we'll give you another one. Which it never works as simple as that. And that's what I did, and now nothing was working. Oh, damn, that's bright. Man, nothing, I swear to you, nothing was working. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I was getting ready to say, I said, man, what the hell am I going to tell these guys about today? Although I got one of my other leasing accounts got set up today. Oh, I gave them everything except for everything is there. I gave them everything except for a canceled check. I need to give them a canceled check to set up my, for the deposits. And, they need that canceled check so that they don't mistakenly send your money into somebody else's freaking account. That's why they need a canceled check. Yeah, let me take myself off the screen a little bit. Sorry about that. As I get everything together, I was running back and forth. I got a Comcast store at the corner. And I go, oh, yeah. Let me just go on over there. Let me get all my stuff taken care of. You no longer can distinguish a regular Xfinity store from a third-party store. So when I started having all these problems, they had to break down and tell me, they said, yeah, we can't really help you with that. We're not really Comcast. But yet and still, here I am. Finally, Comcast finally got me back on Al Gore's internet and got me up here and running. And I'm ready for y'all. Hold on, let me put up the invite. So if you guys, more and more of you all are having questions, especially when I was without a phone for a little minute. And to be honest with you, I was just enjoying every minute, every second of not having that freaking phone. My wife couldn't call me. I was in heaven. I broke down and we ain't got the damn phone now. All right, there's the link. There is the link. The link. Oh, let me see if you guys could see. Ah, damn, you ain't gonna be able to see that. All right, hold on. Anybody else out there doing those juicers that I was telling you guys? I know there's one person that was doing those Sam's Club. That's what it was, Sam's Club. Yo, Sam's Club. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, that's what I'm signed up with. Click Lease. That's who it is. All right, let me see if I can show you guys. Just show you my email. Oh, let's see what we got here. And once again, I want to thank everybody that's donated to the channel. I had quite a few people that donated to the channel. So I want to thank you for that. Is this the same thing? Yeah, I guess this is it. So here's ClickLease, and they sent me the new vendor package. All right, so I filled all that information out. Let's see what we got here. There's the copy. Oh yeah, you guys won't be able to see that anyway. At least I don't think. Yeah, you guys can't see that. Brother Charles, what's happening, brother? Man, I got. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm doing my best to present those. Doing my best to present those FBD machines. At least give my customers the option. But I wanted to make sure that I had the option. I wanted to make sure that I had at least 2 or 3 leasing options. So this Click Lease, unfortunately, I can't show you what the document opened because it's got my social security number and everything on it. This is on the fly, but this is Click Lease. Let me go ahead and drop that. You drop that, Brother Charles. Welcome, welcome. And I guess I'll stop that and let me do present, share screen. So what the Click Lease is doing is they are adding Click Lease. All right, so they've already added me to their system. I just need to, I gave them a driver's license. So what you need to give these guys, you got to give them your driver's license number. You got, well, driver's license. You got to give them a copy of your driver's license. You got to put in your social security, or if you're, or EIN number, whichever one. I'm a sole proprietor, so it's a separate thing they got where it's just a social security number, no EIN. But either one, if you got one, then they want you to put that down. So I had all that filled out. Then they want to know what items you're selling, and then if you're selling wherever you're selling from, they want to know that information, and then the address of let's see here, the address of what you're using for to receive mail and packages and whatnot. And so this is one of the things they're talking about. They do credit scores as low as 580. I always want an option. So not only are they doing credit scores as low as 580, they're also, yeah, like it says, no time in business required. What you're going to find is the vast majority. Yo, what's up, brother? The other financial lending institutions want a minimum of 2 years in the business. This one says no time. So this one is good for all your food trucks and brand new restaurants and nightclubs. I'm starting with established nightclubs, but nightclubs have a habit of popping up out of nowhere, and if they're willing to get somebody that that's going to financially back the whole operation, hey, so be it. It's nice to be old. So hey, as long as they present you with somebody that is willing to put up their financial information, go with God, my child. You know, rest in peace to the Pope. Rest in peace to the Pope. So, oh, and then the only bad thing in my situation is they only do the approval up to $20,000. It is, well, there's 2 things. So they're only doing approvals up to 20 grand, and they offer your customer the property at the end of the lease. So at the end of the lease, it's actually a lease to own. So they don't offer the lease to you, they offer to your customer. So that's one of the things you must consider when you're offering a leasing package. My number one goal is for the financial institution that I'm working with offers me the buyout at the end of the leasing term, whether that's a 3-year or whatever. And that's another thing I need to talk to them about, what they're doing as far as leasing terms. Whether I think it's this one, I think is a shorter one. I believe this one is like a 2, maybe a 3-year lease on the equipment, which is why they do only up to 20 grand. But this is fine with the equipment I'm talking about. I'm talking about equipment that's, 15 grand, 18 grand. So it's just going to make it. And that's list. So my cost is going to be a lot lower. And then so by the time I wrap in my delivery, install, and everything else, taxes, it's going to be, I'm going to be right at that line. I'm going to be right at that line. But most of them, as you can see with, let's just see, I'll show you guys, this is the extra laundry. Let's see here, 80-pound washer. So just as you can see, 16 grand. This one is 6. Well, see, that's out of it. That's out of there. That's 29 grand. That's 20. But that one. This isn't Dexter. That's Continental. I don't work on Continental. I don't touch Continental. Don't even think about asking me anything about Continental. I know nothing about Continental. But these others, like these other Dexters, these are used ones. These are 7 and 3. And this is a way for you to lease out some of your pre-existing equipment. And I know we went over some of this stuff before, but I'm finishing up. I'm adding these different financial companies so I can have my ability to provide my clients with these new pieces of equipment. Let me see here. And Brother Charles, I know this one ain't, I know you're not big on this one, but here, the coffee expo is actually here. Who's this? The coffee expo is actually here this year. I think last year it was like in Denver or San Antonio. But for all of you guys that are anywhere near, all of the water boilers and things like that, they're going to be there. Fetco is going to be there. They have water boilers. I don't see Bun here, but I'm pretty sure Bun is going to be there. So this is all part of the Specialty Coffee Association, which they do have training, and I believe they have training here on site. So all that stuff is going to be here. So I'm definitely going. It's here. I think it's at the H.R. Brown Convention Center. Let me see what the hell the pricing is. Oh, that's that. Oh, damn, y'all couldn't see that. Sorry about that. No, I don't want a damn booth. Ah. That's Morgan. Morgan's put on that marriage weight. All right, let me see here. See if I can find the damn price. No, I don't want an exhibitor. That's probably why it's showing me that. I don't think it's rates and registration. Three-day badge. Okay, so it's like $100 a day. Well, a little more than $100 a day. Let's see, if I only wanted a an expo pass for one day for Friday or Saturday, it'd be $220. So if you had any interest in coffee, this is the one that goes around. It goes in West Coast, New York, Miami. Not only is it's everything that has to do with coffee machines. Everything's got to do with uh, semi-automatic, fully automatic espresso machines, the beans, the grinders, Probat, which is the roasting machine. Actually, both roasting machines should be there. There's another one that is a U.S. made roasting machine, and that should be there. I don't know I have no idea if you guys had any interest in that. Hold on. U.S. made coffee roasting machine. So what's all involved with that is they would hire you to go out there and set up the machine, put in the venting and all of that good stuff. Hold on. And I would know the name as soon as I see it. As soon as I see it. Yeah, it is a very, very large US made roasting machines. And it's not that, oh wow, I didn't know Diedrich was made here. All right, so let me show you this one. I don't think this is the one I'm talking about though. And just so you know, this is the machine, not the actual companies. This is the actual machine that actually cooks the beans to your first and second crack. And these are the different ones right here. So there's a lot of different things going on. Right, so here is the machine. This is the machine right there that you would have to install and provide maintenance on. Some of these people they'll try to do some of the maintenance. They will try to do some of it, but you would be the one doing, all the rest. There's the electronic component to it, and you would need the ventilation, cleaning out the hopper, and the whole nine. Motors for the turnstile, the whole everything. And they try their best to teach you how to service it. And like I said, this is an American company. So there's actually two in the US. So there's a picture of the guy working on the machine. So this is, making it. He's making that barrel. So people like this are going to be there. This actually, you're not going to get all that much action from this. Maybe about you might be able to pick up maybe 4 or 5 clients out of this. And it's going to be the manufacturers, not the people that are roasting the beans. Because once again, this is going to be a show. So you're going to have people coming here from the UK, people coming here from Australia, Japan, that kind of thing. So you're not going to pick them up as a client, but what you will be able to pick up is Fedco. You will be able to pick up Diedrich or Dedrich. And they actually make the machines that will turn the beans from green to brown or light brown, depending on how they want it done. And so these things need to be, as you can see, the crates, they need to be put together. They need to be installed. You got to put in the ventilation and everything else for these pieces of machinery. So let me see if I can show you a little bit.
There are some extremely smart, passionate people living in a small U.S. town who have a positive effect on the lives of millions of people around the world every single day. Every Diedrich roaster is designed, manufactured, and shipped from our headquarters in beautiful Sandpoint, Idaho. While our roasters are made in the USA, they find homes all across the globe. Our roasters include the IR series, devoted to in-restaurant small batch perfection, and the CR series that can handle large, custom roasting creations that produce high-quality flavor on a grand scale. Both are born from a series of perfect tasks, resulting in a perfect roaster. We cut no corners in their manufacture. From a small town in North Idaho, we serve a big planet thanks to some extremely smart and very passionate people. Wherever you find people who truly care about their suppliers, their customers, and their world, you'll find a Diedrich roaster.
Okay, so that is just an example of one of the, I don't know for certain if they're going to be there. Let's see if they're going to be there. That's if you guys are, chime in if you guys are interested in it. Oh, there's the technical support. If you guys are interested in any of this stuff, but this is the type of event that these guys go to. So you could just go onto their site and see, I have no power to my roaster. What should I do? Boom, boom, boom. And then they're telling them, check the switch, check. And then beyond that, they're going to be like, you need to call a technician. If you check your emergency stop and it hasn't been activated, and you check your circuit breaker panels, okay, and your circuit breaker isn't tripped, flip it one time for me, flip it back. Okay, and it still don't work. All right, you need to call somebody. And you could be one of those people. This is one of the few shows, like I'm telling you guys. See, tech support is available 7 a.m. to 3:30, and that's Pacific Standard Time. And they got an 800 number. So that's bad news for you guys over there in on the East Coast. But most coffee roasters are doing their stuff early in the morning anyway. And Brother Charles, you know all about that, because they're gonna roast that stuff, and then they're gonna brew the coffee for the hot pots. I mean, for the air pots, and then run out and do those deliveries. Run out and do those deliveries, man. So this is just, so I didn't realize there was more than one in the US still. So this is one of them. Let me see if they're going to be there. And like I said, they got financing, all that good stuff. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, it is a specialty roaster. I don't know why they would not be at this event. There's no reason why they would not be at that event. Let me go back a little bit. All right, we're almost there. Let me see if I can find the exhibitors. Yeah, they got Roaster Village. San Remo is going to be there. Oh, so if we zoom in on this picture, some of everybody is. Now, just so you know, these are going to be, this is for the world, just like when it's pizza. You're going to have people that manufacture equipment, and you're mainly going to have people that are the users of the equipment. It is mainly there for the users. But in these small different events, they will, at this one, they will have the vendors set up that make the equipment. And unlike on the pizza side, they are going to be a little more receptive to you approaching them at these coffee events. Now, they're going to ask you if you're a member of the CSA or the SCA. And it's okay to tell them that you're not. Let me see here. Let me find if I can find the damn vendor. exhibitor list. There we go. View the shop floor. I think it said over 200 something vendors. Oh, see, they're doing the roasting championship, and they're probably going to have. Okay, so as you can see here, people that are showing off cups, mixing acai with coffee, syrups. So just keep that in mind. So there's Bun. So Bun is going to be there. So Bun will be there. Nova Simonelli. There's Diedrich's. So there it is, right there. Now, if you are going to go, my best advice to you is to call them so that the people that are going will be prepared and have some information for you, will know which day you're talking about going, and they'll tell the tech support guy, the engineer, because there's only going to be one. It's only going to be one. It's either going to be a guy from tech support or it's going to be an engineer there. The only reason why that such person is going to be on site is for the prospective buyers that are going to have specific questions that the sales staff, which is going to be 90% of the people there, sales staff are not going to have answers. They're not going to know what diameter ductwork for venting. They're not going to know what type of flooring structure. They're not going to know about placement. They're not going to know any of this. Noise levels, things like that, the noise decibels. They're not going to know any of this. They're only going to know marketing material. And half of that staff is going to be half of that staff is contracted out. Technical. This is the first day with the new router. Put a 1 in the chat if you can still hear me. Oh, good, I'm back. Did you guys miss anything? Did I go out? Did I go out a little bit? Did I go out? Let a brother know. Let a brother know if I went out a little bit. I had a heavy rain today, and Comcast goes out every time I have a heavy rain. Aroma Group is there, green coffee, blah, blah, blah. Monin is the syrups. That's roaster. Okay, Breville is going to be there. All right, and like I said, it's going to be Bratzva is going to be there. That's an espresso machine. Lilith, that's an espresso. Oh, ISI is going to be there? Oh, wow. Wow. ISI is okay. That's a different ISI. My bad. Different industry. This is the they make the whipped cream and stuff. They have they use cartridges to add, whip up stuff. All right, so that was a different ISI. I was thinking of somebody else. Oh, let's see here. All right, so before I get too far, let me see if you guys are able to hear me. I have no idea if you guys are able to hear me. Hold on a second. Let me see. First day with the new router. All right, let's see what we got here. Since you guys don't want to say anything, hold on. Let me do my testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. One second. Let me see if you guys can still hear me. Because everything seems to be slower. I'm dropping everything. Oh, I'm not good. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Ah. What's happening there, brother? All right, so let me go. Man, this thing is glitching bad today. All right, let me see here what else we got here. Giardelli. That is your coffee. I mean, that is your chocolate. And there's Fetco. So Fetco is going to be there. Any one of these people that you are going to go and talk to, you need to call before you go. You need to call and give them a heads up and say you want to stop by and take a look. And then they're going to let you know who to ask for. They'll probably even give you a phone number. Oh, damn. They'll probably even give you a phone number so that you can communicate with whatever tech or whoever's gonna be there from the engineering department. Oh, today is a rough one, man. Today is a rough one. And I know this is only going to affect maybe one or two of you because the rest of you are not in my market. Ooh, Slayer's going to be there. Oh, Slayer's going to be there. Nice. Those are some beautiful machines. I actually have a couple customers that have some Slayers. They actually bought theirs secondhand, and they take care of their machines, by themselves. But I'm here for them in case they run into some situation that they're not able to handle. Oh, IMF. All right, IMF. IMF. Isn't that a fully operated? I think that's a fully automatic machine. Hold on. IMF. Let's see what we got. Yes. Yes. So IMF, okay. IMF is who I thought it was. All right, so this is the Italian roasters. Okay. Yeah, big time, big stuff. Roasters are big stuff. So I'm showing you this information because there's usually like one person that is looking at my content that actually has some experience with it. So just so you know, so this is what the machines do. Damn, no sound. I'm having a day. And yes, the machines get quite large, so it's not like at that specialty Starbucks store where they do the roasting in-house. This is for your large scale productions. Brother Charles, technically he has a customer that has a machine like this. He got rid of his machine. He got rid of his ice machine, but there's nothing to stop him from getting another one in the future. So I'll still consider him to be Brother Charles' customer. So yeah, these are very large pieces of equipment. The smaller one is considered commercial, and then the larger ones like this is what you consider industrial, because they are making coffee beans on an industrial scale. Oh yeah, you guys didn't like that. Oh, you guys not interested in that one. But if you wanted to meet face to face and introduce yourself to these people at this show is where you get a chance to do that. But call them first so that person will be ready for you and have everything you need to get you set up. If you just show up, you run a chance that person is going to be tied up actually talking to a prospective client. All right, so we're gonna get off this one because I see, damn it, I see you guys not interested in all this. And there's still, I see a couple other ones. Yep, Middleby is there. Oh yeah, there's still a couple more. Yeah, of course, Middleby will be closer to the show. So Middleby is there. I believe Middleby is there with their Spanish machine. And just so you guys know, I think it's damn it, I forgot the name of it. It's Egar. It's from Spain. Hold on. It's called One. It's the One. Middleby has put a lot of money into this. So these are the same names I've shown you guys before. BKI, you've seen me work on some of the combi ovens. Annette's, which is the pasta cooker. Baker's Pride, you see me work on some Baker's Pride units. Crown, there's some steamers, tilted skillets. CTX, which is the conveyor oven. And all of this ties in. They have cultivated this system. They slowly bought all of these brands so that they could market them and finance them all together. They're the ones. Middleby is the one that bought, as you can see here, they bought Emery Thompson. So now that old one-eyed bastard is no longer in charge. He's just on here until the end of his days. Hold on 1 second. Let me take Brother Frank off. Thank you very much, Brother Frank, and thank you very much, Mr. Richard R. Brown. I do appreciate you. And then there is one other contributor. Don't have everything yet because of difficulties, but thank you all. So Emery Thompson, that's your ice cream. There's the Flavor Burst, that is part of your soft serve. Follett, which is your ice. Globe, which is, you'll see a lot of Globe stuff in coffee trucks. I mean, yeah, it's coffee trucks, but in coffee shops, in food trucks, things of that nature. Holman is along the same line. There's your beloved Istro. There's IMC. Joe Tap, which is the, here, let me show you guys Joe Tap. So every Starbucks uses a Joe Tap. A lot of coffee shops are, damn, I don't know if you guys were able to see that. This is Uline. For all you guys that come from the residential side, this is Uline. So essentially what this is, it is a refrigerator that has a keg in it, which has cold brew. Oh, now they got a new website coming up, and it injects nitrogen into the coffee. But essentially, see, they're not showing the fridge, but essentially the fridge is a Uline fridge. Yeah, they put this under Wonder Bar. And I can show you that because they bought Uline. There's Lynx Grills. That's residential. Nico, that is going to be your Burger King, well, it was Red Robin. Oh, let me see here. Where the hell my Uline go? There's Star. Ooh! Oh, here's a good one. And then Taylor. There's Taylor. I'm gonna say the name wrong, but this is Swedish. Seva Holland. Seva Holland. Seva Holland is they make pizza ovens. Their thing is, see, they do tunnel ovens. Their thing is they produce the same type of ovens that you find from the Italians, that you find from the Germans. I didn't know that they were part of that. Let me see what they say. I think now they're letting anybody do work. I've been meaning, I'm going to contact these people. I'm going to contact them because they have the same pizza ovens that everybody else has been putting out there, with the same slant back door, the ability to turn on multiple heating elements at the top and the bottom, both elements in the front by the door. Do you guys like to see one? Because you guys are super freaking quiet. Let me show you the damn ovens here. So unfortunately, like, these are the same type of ovens that you find in Walmart, like the one where the girl lost her life inside of. These are those ovens. I believe at one point in time, St. Louis Baking Company, which is the Panera Bread, was putting some of these in their locations. And here is the oven right here. So this is just like the ones you see from the Italians. With the exception of ones I've seen, the controls are on the left. These are electric. I don't think they make these in gas. All of these are electric. And the Italian ovens,
We are same, but different.
the Italian ovens have the handle that goes fully across the front. They still have the glass window, and the Seb Holland decides to do two handles. The Seb Holland has the ability to automatically turn the oven on and off at different times. So you can set the oven to come on 30 minutes before you open up your pizzeria. So they are pushing these in the US market. Parts are available in the US market. Why? Because this is from the, if not the largest, it's like, I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to say this is like this is going to be in the top three. So Middleby is in the top three. It's Illinois Tool Works, which is Hobart. That's in the top three. Middleby is in the top three. And then Well Built, which is part of Ollie Group, the Italians bought their way into into the top three, which is typically what they do. So this is a nice cutaway of, how they can, store the stuff. This is from the side. And what you can't see is underneath the stones, there are elements there. And then they have another set of elements in the front, and they're also at the top, and that controls heat. So you don't have heat loss. So they have the door that opens up going upward and into the oven cavity, all to prevent heat loss. Everything is to prevent heat loss. Everything is to conserve heat. And they all brag about how little energy the thing uses. It does a nice preheat like a residential oven. And then once it gets to temperature, it uses very little energy to maintain the heat that has been radiated into the stones. And you'll find out a lot more about that. If you guys want to know more about it, please make a comment. Like I said, it's from Sweden, yeah. Yeah, it's from Sweden, Seb Holland, and it's part of Middleby. So let me show you what Middleby is worth. Now, Middleby, it's on my stocks to watch. Middleby revenue 2024. And so there you are. Middleby is worth, their revenue for last year was damn near $4 billion. Not million, billion. And I can't even say with a Dutch accent, well, a Swedish accent. It's 3.9 billion. So that is, you're not on the losing team. Like I said, they own Taylor. They own Taylor. They own all of these different brands. They're involved with everything except for dishwashers, and that is because Ali Group bought all the dishwasher brands. They bought all the freaking dishwasher brands. But these guys have mixers. They have everything you need except for the dishwashers. Mixers, fryers, ovens. They have everything. Let me see. You know what? Let me see if they have. Let me go back to Middleby Brands. Let me go back. They got Taylor. I can't believe they got trade wins. There's my beloved Ultra Fire Vera mixer, which I've been trying to deal with for the longest. I'd rather deal with the Vera mixer system, but it's extremely difficult getting any type of trading information. Wells, and then of course they bought Viking. Oh yeah, I don't see. Let me go back to food service. I don't think they own any dishwashers. I believe Ali Group Well Built owns, between them and Hoshizaki, they own the lion's share of units out there. And this Middleby, do they own? See, so you get a better view. Yeah, they got all the ovens. I put together a duck oven. That's Beach. That's from Australia, New Zealand, Australia, that hemisphere of the world. Blodgett. So they are top when it comes to ovens. There's your Bloomfield, which is all your coffee machines. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna. Concordia, which is your fully automatic coffee machines. Espresso. There's the pizza oven. I told you, the CTX. And then, like I said, they get heavy into the beverage processing. Heavy. And there's your Doyen, which is they make the proofing oven for Subway. Okay, so they do have a dishwasher. They do have one with the S Wood. I've never seen one. I believe it's just an Italian brand. I believe it's just an Italian brand. I don't think they have any. There's Joe Tap. I don't think they have any ones in the US. So like I said, every Starbucks has a Joe Tap. Now Starbucks is making some changes, but until they make those newest changes, every last one of them has one, and that's how they're able to serve Nitro. And there's Marco. Yeah, they got Marco, and then Marshall pizza ovens, Middleby Marshall with the Wow oven. There's the Nuvo, that's the proofing oven for Subway. There's Nico, that's the backup for Burger King. This is the one, it'll do your burgers. You can have a flame broil burger from frozen to fully cooked in 2 minutes. And it's not red. It's the other ice cream shop has one of these. And you not only can do burgers with it, but you can, I have one. I gotta put that damn thing in motion. But you could do vegetables, you could do steak, you could do fish. It is just a broiler. And there they are showing the kebabs. It is just a broiler. It is a fully automatic broiler. You put it in, and you put it in raw, and it slides down the bottom, fully cooked. And then yes, they do have, some have toaster functions on the under section of it. It will, and that's what you're seeing here. The under section has a toaster. It'll have a second conveyor belt, and it'll toast the buns underneath using the same flame that's up above. And then they will have warmers. Those are some of the J. That's the MV. Let me show you the J. The J. Oh, JF62. So the JF62s, those are the ones that are extremely, see, there's the bun grill. So it does, not only does it do proteins and vegetables, but it'll also do the breads as well. So if you're doing garlic bread, if you're doing bone marrow, you can do that with some of these units. So it all depends on how you, and I haven't shown you guys this stuff in 2 years or so. A couple of years it's been. But yeah, I will go down the rabbit hole. Any questions? Anything you guys want to know? Because this is going to be a quick one. Comcast was killing me today, man. Oh, blood clot. Comcast they put me through it today, bro. They put me through it. So these suckers, you work on these. Man, nothing is all set up, but so when you have a client that has one of these, Nico recommends that you at least go out once a year and do a full replacement. So you're gonna replace all the ignition components and flame sensing rod and the whole nine. So when you end up with a client that has a Nico, you're guaranteed. It's recommended that they have you come out and do a couple of grand worth of service to them at least once a year, and that way they can guarantee that broiler is going to stay functioning for 365 days. So it is a nice piece of change. Let me see if these pictures came through. And once again, brother, my apps, I just told you, man. I told you it is. Hold on, let me go back. Brother, how many times, man? All right. Once again, for those in the back, can you hear me in the back? All right, this is going to be the backup for Burger King. Burger King has two options. One is the Duke. Two is the Nico. Then you have the other place that serves the ice cream. They use the Nico broilers. They use the Globe freezers. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Nico customers. Up until recently, it was Red Robin. So every Red Robin used to have those, but they're switching them out for griddles. Let me see here. Oh man, and this might ring a bell when I tell you guys, name an ice cream store. It's not Dairy Queen. Yeah. So Red Robin used to have these. And you guys have seen these in some other places too. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah, so they were using the Broil Vection, which is this, but now they're using the griddle because they want to get right. The patties aren't flame broiled anymore. So yeah, now they switched it up to do a smash burger. And in Fuddruckers used to use this. They would, well, like I said, there's only two. Yeah, Burger King. So all you do is you Google Burger King Nico broiler, and then watch what comes up. Now I don't know if you guys should remember this. I've shown this at least 3 or 4 times.
Today, what we believe to be the future of broiling for Burger King and for the system. we've got a great opportunity today to introduce to you and give you a hands-on demonstration of both the new Duke flexible batch boarder, the FBB, and the new Nico MPB94 boarder. We've got over 300 of each of these units in the field already today. And they've been out there as long as 3 years. So we have a very high degree of confidence in how well.
So that was just, so what Nico did was they, in their test kitchen, they took Burger King product and they took the other option. They took the other option, which was the and they showed how it was showing how the Nico was produced burgers faster than the Duke without pan. So the other one has a possible problem with the burgers getting jammed up. And so that's where you come in with fixing the chains and things like that. And hold on, who's the third person that contributed to the show? I've shown you guys this stuff before. Michael Adams. Yeah. Thank you, Michael Adams. I should have one. There it is. So Michael Adams has also contributed to the show, so thank you very much. But yeah, so that's Nico. And they do other things. Like I said, it's steaks and everything else. They show you how to work on them. So here's a quick, it's just a minute. So I've been meaning to try this damn thing out. So it does the chicken. It does, like I said, chicken. It can do fish, of course, burgers, steaks. And they show some where you put in like asparagus through there and stuff like that. And you can just like any other conveyor cooking system, you can adjust the speed of the belts so that as they're showing there, you can have medium rare, medium, or well done, and you adjust that by slowing down the belt speed. So this way you don't have lost product because the employees are forgetting. So this, you could dress your steak with your butter and oil mixture. Throw that sucker through there. It's going to smoke like hell, but they have a catalytic converter in there to absorb the smoke. Unfortunately, that damn catalytic converter is, hold on, let me show you there. And of course, like I said, Nico and Duke, they want these hot surface igniters. See, they got 1,000 of them on hand. 1,092. Why? Because they recommend that these hot surface igniters get changed annually. 131 bucks. There's the flame sensor. Now they come in a kit, so you can order these individually. You know, you have somebody that's not a competitor to Burger King or or that ice cream place. I can't think of that freaking ice cream place. And they're just say it's a regular mom and pop that want to do burgers and they're not doing it on the grill. They're like me. They got one of these units and they're doing burgers, and so they actually have a flame sensor that goes out on them, so you can get it. See, they have 700. They have so many in stock. because it is recommended that they change that. They actually recommend that you actually change the inducer, the blower, every so often. So the blower is $1,000, and then this is the PTFE sheet that is for the bun toaster section. This is the gear motor. That's $1,000. And in the chain, I am surprised. For whatever reason, these chains were sky high about a year or two ago. The prices were obscene. I am so glad that they have come down now. The chain stretch, I don't care what it is. You start to throw these conveyor ovens, and you have these chains running through this 700 and something degree heat constantly, and they stretch and they warp, and you need to replace these chains often. That's what gets stuck. That's what causes this jerking motion, things like that. And they have a special video on how you cut the chain and replace it. So like I said, all the parts are here. All the parts are here. And I am really surprised that these chains are so affordable. I'm telling you, they were like $700-800 a couple years ago. So this is a nice surprise. They recommend you change these orifices. They sometimes get fouled up. And all of these chains are nice. I'm going to show you a chain video real quick. Oh, Nico. I'll show you a chain repair video. Boom, just like that. Comes right up.
Prompter People's Pocket Q is
Not a hard thing to find.
smartphone teleprompter with the ability to upgrade to a
Yeah.
All right, good morning. We got a neat
Oh, this restaurant repairs.
chain on.
I was looking for one from Nico, but this will do.
Deep clean. So
This is a good guy.
show you how we go through this. You normally can't clean this.
I've seen this video, by the way.
So I'm not changing this side, so I'll get to show you how we do both sides with the chain on and without the chain. Nico comes with 2 tools.
Yeah, I have one.
Have a shop vac and then vacuum it all up. Do the same thing here. All right, so you can see no more carbon. It's just pure metal. Just metal.
Yeah, and there's really not that much to these machines. Let me find one from Nico. Oh, it says I only got 7 people watching. You guys don't like this. You guys don't like that. Uh-oh. Oh, that's Commercial Kitchen Chronicles.
So what we have here is so Nico broiler. If you guys don't know what those are, they're chain broilers. They're used in several restaurants.
So he'll show you. Nico has a video of themselves, but he's gonna cut the chain.
Flame broiled, if you know what I mean. So I had to replace section of chain. You got to buy it in so many sections, and I had some left over. So what I'm gonna do today is show you how to use this tool. It's just a tool you get from the manufacturer. I don't know who makes it. There's no labeling on here or anything. It is what it is, type of deal. So you see, it's a chain.
I think I've seen one at Tractor Supply.
Use the open end, stick it in there,
and cut.
Squeeze it, opens it up. This tool is bare to use. Squeezes it, opens it up. Then you take out a chain. Put it back together. Slide your chain in. This time you open it up all the way. Put your chain in there, your end link. Kind of pain to do this on camera, but
yeah,
you just smash it down.
Yep. So these are the most robust out of all the chains out there. These are much stronger than a pizza oven chain.
Other end, same thing.
A lot easier to work with than a pizza oven chain. Let me go down. Let me see how many you SOB. Okay, now we got 8 watching. Now we got 8. But yeah, that's how you do it.
So
And that's Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. He's on once or twice a week. The other guy is we always put a thumbs up in his chat. You put down there on the bottom if you know why. I think sometimes he watches. I think he watches sometimes. I don't think he puts 2 and 2 together who I am when I'm on his channel. But anyway, long story, just to bring it back, what the hell is Char Griller? Is that a residential? Yeah, it's a residential. It's a residential. Like I said, I get roped into all this residential stuff because I come from it. So these manufacturers will rope me into it. Oh, let's see here. There's Imperial. And speaking of Imperial, so here's Imperial, and let me show you a picture from what I was working on today. Let's see if it's synced up. I doubt it. It did not. It did not. Oh, well. Sorry about that. So this is Imperial. It is, as far as I can remember, I think Imperial is an older brand. I said that once or twice and I was wrong. Damn brand was only, this is from, Imperial should be from California. So this is when they make my pasta cookers and things like that. Deep fryers, grills, griddles. Yes, commercial hot side is electric as well. Electric deep fryers. Yes, there it is. There's your hot plate. Electric griddles, hot plate, deep fryers, electric convection ovens, ranges. Ooh, shit. Hold on a second. Why do I not have any power? Uh-oh, looks like the show might be over with. Down to 8% power. My mic is fully powered, but we're down. We're down. Let me see if I can show you something. Man, Imperial won't say anything about their damn pass. That is nuts. I have a, let me see here. Let me show you what I'm working on. And with this one client, there's about 35 of them in my market. I don't take care of all 35. I take care of a number of them. I just added a new location. All right, fine. So this is going to be view all electric products. Ugh. Category is going to be none of these. What the hell? This is, I hate when these manufacturers do this. Maybe some of the spec series. This is a warmer that I'm working on that is made by Imperial, yet they don't even have the damn thing listed. So it's a warmer slash rethermalizer. This is nuts. Hold on, Imperial. So here it is right there. See, I can pull up a bunch of them. Their stuff is so weird. This is so weird. So here it is. This is one of the large ones, and they have a tabletop option. These guys mess around with their damn website so much. All of these are floor. I'm trying to find a tabletop one. It's the same thing. Everything is the same. They just make it where it sits on top of the table. And this is not, see, they're only showing gas. This is nuts. See, they're saying the item is currently out of stock. So some of these things they are just releasing for for their clientele. The hell happened to my screen? Uh-oh. What a day. Looks like I might have lost you guys. My stream is not showing. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, brother, there's always a BK. Always a BK. But you don't know if, oh, shoot. But you don't know if the BK is going to be, if it's going to be a Duke or if it's going to be a Nico. And I don't know where you guys dropped off at. Let me show you this one. All right, hold on one second. There it is. All right. Duke. Batch broiler PM. So here's one of the kits, and it comes with it. See, that's the thing. It comes with that damn blower for $1,000. But by itself, the damn, here's another one with it. That's nuts. That is nuts. So here it is from Burger King. But there's no end. I mean, all of these places, all you need to do is just look inside. Burger King has an open concept. You could look in there and see everything that Burger King got going on. Sorry about this. Everything's gonna start messing up. Because I am running on. Everything's gonna start messing up because my power level is really low. Let's see what I can do about this for you guys. Yeah, everything is messing up. All right, there we go. What a day. Okay, so here is the one that, this is the main one that Burger King uses. This is the Duke made unit. So you got Duke and you got Nico. So these are the two that Burger King is allowed to use. And it's like I said, Fuddruckers is another one that uses either Duke or they'll use the Nico batch broiler. And you'll find other people using it. It's not like they only have two customers. So you can put steak, fish. I mean, you've seen the videos. You've seen the videos. These are all the parts. Oh, they showed twice. All right. Let me go back. But anyway, any questions, comments? Because everything's starting to go choppy. Oh, good. We got a question. Of course not. How is that possible? There's no governing body for anything. All right. So you have all of these places are franchises. Only time the corporate office is going to know they have a problem is when the equipment breaks down. So they're gonna do a checklist just like everything else. So Burger King Corporation is gonna come down and they're gonna look at the places just like here. Let me show you. Burger King went bankrupt. Ugh, sorry. Burger King went bankrupt. So these are franchises. Very few of them are corporate owned locations. So we just had a franchisee that had to file for bankruptcy on 57 locations in Florida, across Florida and southern Georgia. So there's yet again another customer that so this is not bad news for you guys. What this means is your larger competitors have this to deal with. You don't have this to deal with. You are able to focus on some of these locations that go bankrupt. You are then able to step in and say, hey, yeah, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. My terms are cash, my terms are check or whatever the case may be. And you can come up with your terms and then they'll pay you because they'll want this damn thing. They'll want the damn place running and pay you out of petty cash and stuff like that. And the larger companies aren't able to do that. And they're not set up for their technicians to accept cash. They have everything going through corporate. Everything going through corporate. So another thing that this means, Brother Frank, hey, and Brother Frank, thank you for contributing to the channel. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you so very much. Is that when these places, the ones that do go under, or the ones that when they start to redo the locations, that equipment ends up floating around in your market. And then you end up with small mom and pops with this equipment that they end up picking up and then using. So then once again, that's another opportunity for you to work on this equipment. But yeah, there is no governing body. There's no such. So you, like I said, you have corporate that's going to come down, and some places do and some places don't, where they're checking to see if the preventive maintenance has been done. But they find out when the equipment breaks down. That's why you very rarely go to a Burger King or any of these places and they say, oh, sorry, we don't have any Whoppers, the machine is broken. They only have one machine. There's only one broiler in every single Burger King. I don't care how busy it is, because they do 300, 400 burgers in an hour. Yo, Brother Fred, what's happening, brother? I was just talking about some of the downturn that's happening in Florida. What's happening, man? Thanks for coming to the show, man. I appreciate you being here. So, oh wow, since Fred is here, I guess I'll have to keep going. I guess I'll keep going for a little bit then. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Well, I've already been going for an hour and 22 minutes, man. I've already been going for an hour and 22 minutes, and you guys are really running late on the East Coast. Yeah, another bankruptcy with Burger King. And this is one of those things. So this one owes $37 million, I believe, to the Burger King Corporation. So I know they weren't doing their this stuff. But guess what?
has filed bankruptcy. Consolidated Burger Holdings filed for Chapter 11 reorganizational bankruptcy yesterday
Okay.
in federal court here in Florida. Consolidated is headquartered in Destin. The company owns the franchise for 57 Burger King restaurants in the Panhandle and Southern Georgia. The stores are located in Bay, Calhoun, Franklin, Gulf, Holmes, Jackson, Washington, and Walton counties, at least here in our area. According to the court filing, Consolidated owes creditors nearly $37 million, but only has $179,000 in cash assets. The company's apparent goal is to sell the assets through a court-supervised sale process.
There we go.
That could take different forms, including selling the entire franchise to someone else, selling off the stores individually, or breaking up the entire company and selling off all the buildings and equipment piecemeal. All of the stores we started by today were still open. We called and emailed Consolidated Burgers corporate headquarters in Destin to find out what's next, but they did not respond or reply to our questions or our calls.
Fair use. So once they start to strip these places down, that means that this equipment that I'm telling you about, it ends up being used by smaller mom and pops, food trucks, things of that in your market. Yeah, I know they're losing momentum. They went from number 2 to number 3, and then now they're, I don't know what, let me see what ranking Burger King is right about now. I like Burger King. Ranking 2024. You see what they dropped down to. Whoa, Burger King fell from number 2 to number 10. Oh man. So brother Fred is down there. Fred is down there where you guys are, and on the southeast side of Florida. Damn. So it's Burger King is worth $5.2 billion. You know, so it's not going away anytime soon. It's just these are the individual franchisees that they owe money back to Burger King corporate, and then Burger King puts these people in receivership when they don't pay, and then they have to do what the newscaster said, that they have to either sell off the locations, sell the equipment, so on and so forth. That whole thing. All right, but yeah, brother Fred, yeah, I'm glad you had a chance to check it out. But what I covered, I'll just do a recap then. So what I covered today is this is Click Lease. This is a finance company I signed up with today. I sent them all my paperwork except for a canceled check. I got to give them a canceled check or a letter from the bank, and then I'm done. They do good credit, bad credit. They do financing for credit scores 580 and above, and they will approve. I mean, they will finance equipment. This is equipment. This is the install and everything else up to $20,000. Right. So this is for the current endeavor I'm doing, which is the alcoholic beverages. I know you don't drink, Fred, but this is no, BurgerFi is gone. I'm glad you said that. I was just listening to a guy that was talking about BurgerFi, and it was eye-opening. So yeah, BurgerFi. We had BurgerFi here in Houston. We actually had quite a few. They tried to open up about, I don't know why this is the magic number, but about 35 BurgerFis were open in Houston. Oh man. Well, because we're the 4th largest city in the country, and you don't have any type of barrier when it comes to real estate. When it comes to location, there's nothing stopping you from location. So boom, in the blink of an eye, they had enough, because there's enough people here that want to make their money grow, and they're petrified of the stock market. They want something that they can actually go into, step into, and see where their money's going, and they have full control over it. Well, not full control over it, but enough. And so we had a number of BurgerFis here, and they had some financial problems, and there's actually a tie in with the Houston market. See, in I gotta go way back to 2021. All this stuff is gonna say 2021 because that's when they was hot. That's when they were hot. So they were above Five Guys, Shake Shack, Habit Burger, and Smash Burger. I can believe it. I mean, everywhere you look, they had employees everywhere you looked. Whoa, so they're still on the East Coast. And it's not as many as what they had. They had their eyes set on domination for the whole United States. So I used to have to deal with them because they had Hoshizaki ice machines. Okay, see, Brother Fred, just like everybody else, y'all got really excited about them damn finance companies. I had a whole thing about the finance companies. So, all right, let me go into the finance companies real quick. So this is one. So on the commercial side, you have equipment, refrigerators, ovens, deep fryers, things of that nature, and the prices can get up there. You could do a lease to own. Each and every one of you has the ability to sell equipment. You just go with the distributor, and if you don't know who your distributor is, you call your manufacturer and you tell them you like to sell XYZ. They're going to get all hot and bothered. They're going to get on the phone. They're going to get in touch with somebody who's a distributor in your area. They're going to stay in there. They're going to be there on the phone with that distributor and nurse them along and be like, all right, this is Fred. Okay, make sure Fred has that information on that Imperial. Well, let's just say it's Duke. Make sure Fred knows all about that Duke. Okay, I want to know progress. And they're gonna, because the manufacturers is not playing. They want everything. They want everything sold. Because on the commercial side, a lot of stuff is made. It's just in time manufacturing. So they don't make a lot of. There's not warehouses full of equipment typically. So they will make just enough. It is the distributors that might stock this stuff and then try to push it. But hold on, let me show you. So it's just damn, I got a bunch of them. It all depends on it all. Let me show you Baker. Hold on, because Baker is over there with you guys. Baker distribution, finance. And this is for, because Fred, I know you do air conditioning. So Baker does air conditioning, and they do the bun units, which is the coffee, and they do my FBD machines and the whole nine. So your distributor will often help you out when it comes to financing. So Baker themselves has a financing arm, so they will finance the customer. So you just need a customer. Right, and then they will go ahead and assist you. So if it's, like I said, if it's a walk-in, boom, there's eCraft. Will get you all set up to finance that customer on equipment for their walk-in, or if they're getting a new walk-in. Oh, sure, you need a walk-in, no problem. I'll get you a walk-in. Don't you worry about it. There's Ream. They'll get you, and then Wells Fargo. So here's the main one, Wells Fargo, with the HVAC, and then ICP, which is going to be your walk-in stuff. But Baker has another one, and I showed you guys this thing before. Let me show you another one. Commercial, restaurant, equipment, leasing. So what I'm particularly, there's Cardiff. All right, so I already had Cardiff up on the screen. I just didn't show you guys Cardiff. So this is same day financing. They're doing this pretty much like. Let me tell you where this is all coming from. Let me tell. I hate to jump around like that. Yeah, I hate to jump around, but let me just jump right to it. The government no longer wants to do PPP. The government no longer wants to do stimulus. There was such a pushback from half of America, right? It was such a pushback on that. So what they've done, I don't have any official statements or anything like that. But what has come about is all of this lending. So lending with looser terms. They're not as stringent as I showed you that other one before. Like they're saying no hard credit pulls, no obligation. The aim is to inject money into the economy, but not by just putting it in people's hands. By doing these financing options, these loans, the micro lending, for us, Affirm, Clava, all that kind of stuff, PayPal loans, the Flex Pay with Citibank, they are attaching restrictions with a lot of this stuff, and it's very specific on what you're able to do with the money. So this way the government is like, hey, that ain't us. That's those banks. And so the banks don't even want to touch it. They got all of these, this is like 2000, this is before 2008. This is when you could just go to a lender and say, I want a home. And they like, oh yeah, sign here, sign there, sign there. How much you make? Oh yeah, I make, okay, all right, cool. And here's the keys to your home. So this is what's happening now, is that they'll give you loans for specific things, not crazy amounts, but enough to keep the economy going, enough to keep the factories moving. Yes, there are American factories. I showed you Imperial, Duke is made in the USA. 90% of the brands I showed you today are US manufacturers, either in California or middle of America, that type of thing. And so you would go ahead and get a loan for you set your customer up like the one I've set up today. So they would have a widget. They would go to that widget. So they're already going to be set up with the. So I'm going to go through like Wix or one of those other websites that's set up to sell stuff, and you put your items on there, and then when they put it in the checkout basket, you get an option, and your option is going to be the financing like this. So you just tell your customer, yeah, just go ahead and pick out the item and put it in the checkout cart, and then when you check out, they say, how do you want to pay for this? And then you select like this. You select Cardiff, and then it's going to take you on over to the Cardiff portal, and then they fill out their information, and within minutes, the algorithm is going to crunch their information. Just look for egregious stuff, basically, and then go ahead, and if there's nothing, no fraud or anything like that, they're going to say, boom, you are approved. Congratulations. And then the money gets sent to your account. Fred, it's going to go to Fred. Then you take part of that money and you need to pay Duke. You need to pay Imperial. You need to pay Nico for those items. For that item, you roll into that price. Your delivery and install, all of that is expected. You put the taxes. You put everything. Your preventative maintenance costs for the next 2-3 years. You put all of that into that price. So it's not, even though the item is going to be $12,000, they're actually going to be financing like 18. Just a larger number than what is there because of the delivery fee, the install, the sales tax, the whole nine. All of that's going to be in there, and all your customer has to pay is a monthly fee on these adaptable terms, on these terms for 36 months or whatever. Now, because it is a lease, and unfortunately it's a lease to own, because it is a lease, they get to write off the cost of the lease on their business expenses. But you get your money. Like they say, instant access. Once approved, your funds will be in your account within minutes, because it will. That's just how it is. Well, I'm talking about quite a few. So just like real estate, most of these are regulated by the state. So you just have to just Google the finance, commercial lending, commercial restaurant equipment leasing company, companies in your area, not company, but finance companies in your area. And you see like this one. So this one term is different. So they give you the 8%, 5% for $50,000. And so they're like I said, they're able to write off the 8.25%. They're able to write off the entire, what am I talking about? They're able to write off the entirety of the lease. But you get your chop right away. You get your chop right away. And then, yeah, they get revolving term. This is for the customer, not for you, because you're not the one getting the loan. You're the one receiving. You're the one receiving the money. And so you get the money, and then you pay the distributor for the part. I mean, not for the part, for the equipment. Then they build out the equipment. You go and pick it up. Sometimes like in the case of Dukers will deliver. Not Duke, but Dukers. Quite a few will deliver, believe it or not. Quite a few will deliver. They'll make it, and then they will deliver it. But you got to be there to meet it and take it off the truck, which is good for you guys in Florida. Other than that, you can go ahead and pick it up in your distributor. Right, you're not the one getting the finance, just like you're not the one buying the home. If you are the real estate agent, you're not the one getting the loan. You're not the one getting the house. The customer is getting the house. You are the dealer. You are the service provider. Your role, no, don't worry about it, brother. You speak a couple different languages. Don't worry about it. You're the one that is providing the service for this customer from cradle to grave. So it's not as if they are going to get these items from you and then go and deal with somebody else. They have to deal with you. You are creating your own customer base. I don't know if you guys understood that part of the whole thing. You are creating your own ecosystem. These are your customers. They have to deal with you for the term of the lease. You've actually got them, you put in preventative maintenance for the next 3 years in there. And then you have them sign terms where they actually have to have you, if it's an ice machine, then they gotta pay you for filters and things like that. But you put in the initial filter install charge into the lease, along with the ice machine, along with the bin, and the install charge. All that gets wrapped up into a nice little package, and you get your money just like you would, Cash App, Zelle, that whole thing. So that's what this is. Yeah, that's what this is. And you take care of this customer from cradle to grave. And the idea behind that is they give you the loan, because the equipment comes with a manufacturer warranty. So they want to, if they're covering the compressor, if the manufacturer's covering the compressor for 5 years, they will more than likely give you, no, it's just business. This has been going on since before we were born. This has been going on since before we were born, brother. There's always been leases. So they will do a lease like, okay, so because in their mind, a catastrophic thing is a compressor. So they're like, okay, we'll finance them at least up to 5 years because the compressor is covered up to 5 years. And some people have the evaporators covered up to 5 years and things like that, like Isomatic and True. If you are purchasing their filters and then you're sending in the filter registration paperwork, which you would do, because why? Because you've already charged them for those future visits. This is your baby, remember? And so all that is covered. And then anything after that, the thing I don't like about these is that they are then offering the ownership of the equipment to the customer once the term is up. So they would say, okay, customer, you made your last payment, and for $1 more, you can have this equipment. Do you want this equipment? And they can say yes or no. I want to continue on with another lease. And in that case, the finance company will call and they'll say, hey, Fred, the lease is up over there with your customer. They don't want it anymore, and they would like for you to provide them with a new unit. Then you would then remove the old unit and then bring them a new one. The finance company would then, of course, you would have to send them the numbers and they would have to match it up. And then they would say, okay, customer, you're going to pay $5 or $10 more for a new unit, or guess what? It's going to be the same because you've already put in the filters, you've already put in the filter holder, so you wouldn't charge them again for another filter holder. There's nothing wrong with it. But you get what I'm saying. You have that, and the whole goal is that you would either continue servicing that COD after the lease is over with, or then the customer would then say, no, take this thing away, give me another one, and I don't want any problems, because I have customers that they have businesses here in Houston, but they live elsewhere. Some are still living in California, some live in New York, but they have their bar, restaurant, nightclub here. And they don't want no problems. They want it to be my problem. All right. So they're like, hey, look, we ain't got no problem paying you to take care of this. We had no problem paying you to do a deep clean every quarter, blah, blah, blah. Paying you for new filters, yada, 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 the whole nine. So it is what it is. But my whole goal is to get the leasing that is sponsored by the manufacturers are the ones that I really want, because they offer the equipment to me, not to my client. They offer for me. They say, hey, for $1 or $100, you want to take over this lease? We're done. They fulfilled the terms. We got all our money. They can continue paying you $175 a month, but now you're responsible for maintenance and yada yada yada. We're done. Those are the ones I want. Those are the ones I want. So, and this applies to if you go with some of these like Cardiff and all that, some of them will finance used equipment. And like Cardiff, and what's that other company I'm doing? Who remembers that other company I'm doing? What the hell's that other company? Oh, here it is. Click Lease. So I think Click Lease will actually do used equipment. See, so they actually say it right here. So lease payments may be fully tax deductible as a business expense, which is why some clients would actually prefer for it to stay a lease and for them not to own the equipment, because they can fully write it off. And say, no, we don't. We write this shit off. You just take the money every month and you charge them for the Well, every quarter you charge them for the service, you charge them for new filters, you charge them for, all this other good stuff that you got going on. So that's just one of the things. It's just part of the business. Part of the business. And some are new, some are used. Of course, if you're going through the manufacturer, let me show you American Dish. And of course, all the laundry people do it. Now, the problem with the laundry is the financing is done through the manufacturer. They'll lie to you and tell you nobody else will do the financing. But guess what? Other people will do the financing. These are just not traditional banks. Other people will do the financing. And if we come down here, we have a leasing program. There it is. And I've shown you guys this before. Welcome to the ADS, which is American Dish. Everybody knows by now that they're better off with a dishwasher. It helps to get the health department off their arse, right? And it comes in handy when you have very few staff, or you end up being short staffed. Now, you can get away with one person busting the dishes from the tables in the front and pots and pans and bringing them to the back and washing them. You can get away with it. You're going to burn them out, but you can get away with it. So here's dishwashers, and it's bars, it's hotels, it's nightclubs, it's churches, a lot of churches. They have learned the joys of having a commercial dishwasher. A lot of damn it, you guys can see that. Sorry about that. A lot of religious institutions are in the daycare business. They're helping out the children and all that. No, you don't need any license to sell gas appliances. I don't know anything about servicing. Sometimes I hear that from some people. You need to check with your local municipality about that. But you weren't here. So let me go over this with you, and then I'll come back to that. So here, everybody thinks hot side is gas. So here's Imperial range. Here's Imperial range, and most hot side, just so you know, hot side is going electric nationwide. Like California, they want everything to be electric. They don't want any gas. Here in Houston, we still have quite a few locations. They don't even have any gas service. Like Jack in the Box has all electric. See, all of these are electric. All of these are electric. So I think you have your priorities in the wrong place, because I would say that most hot side is electric. All right, so let me show you. And they also have fryers. So let me show you Fry Master electric fryer. All right, so here's an electric fryer. Let me show you that. $35,000, and I've shown this time after time after time. Electric is consistent. Gas is gas works off of a fluctuation. It is on and off, on and off. Electric, it doesn't work the same way. Electric is on and steady. Your 90% of your pizza ovens now, that's gas. 90% of your pizza ovens.
Set the fryer temperature.
Hold on, let me show you this. Oh, yeah, then I'm gonna jump to this. So anyway, but this is electric. This one is electric. See, all of these are electric. High efficiency electric floor model deep fryer, 208 single phase. I showed earlier, it's a pizza oven. pizza oven from Holland, something like that. Svindon. I'm saying it wrong, but this is one I covered earlier. This is from Europe, but all of them they're shipping out these electric ovens. These are electric because they're able, and you missed it earlier. So the pizza has a preheat, and you could set the timer because it's electric and not gas. You could program the oven to come on. So if you're opening up your pizzeria at 11, you can set the ovens to come on at 10:30. And so when or let's just say 9:30, and then you come in at 10. And these are all electric ovens. These are all electric, high temp electric oven. This is what the market is on to. You still have some wood. You still have some gas, coal, and wood-fired pizza oven. But your deck ovens like these are going all electric nationwide. Very few places opening nowadays are going with gas. So I think you're worried about something that does not exist. You're worried about something that's not a reality. Hot side is electric.
Hi, I'm Michael Bloom.
I know people ask you that. Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to catch up, but
worldwide.
Check out the videos that are titled by things you need to know, brands you need to know. Start with those first before you start watching one of these 3-4 hour videos, because these are meant for you to see live. These aren't meant for you to rebroadcast.
With this pizza oven, you can bake a real Napolitana style pizza. The stones in this oven, as you
in case you didn't catch that, he was saying the Italian style pizza, which is a thin crust.
So the major benefit,
Neapolitan style pizza.
Comes electric.
Electric, Fred.
An hour earlier or half an hour earlier to set the oven for the right temperature. I can automatically pre-program it and have it ready, set the temperature.
But see, Fred, here you're talking about residential, but we're not talking about residential. You keep bringing residential into this.
And then you just come 10 minutes before opening.
You're talking about apples and watermelon.
What's good about having an electric oven is that
the residential has nothing to do with the commercial.
All the toxic from the fumes.
Right. He's talking about very few places are going to be gas.
Very simple, easy to use.
The vast majority of them are going to be electric. The vast majority of all your bun toasters and stuff, all electric. Your conveyor pizza ovens,
a nice authentic flavor.
the vast majority are going to be electric. What is it? You mean to say not all? Brother, the vast majority are going to be electric. I run into so many electric units.
220 seconds,
Matter of fact, hell, let me show you right now.
You get authentic.
This is what I was called on.
So the most important thing with a high temp oven is that you have a 0 flour, 65% hydrate, and also the proofing time. At least you should proof it at least 12 hours, and you get a better result.
I told you it's a lot of
time 30-40 minutes before baking, so it becomes room temperature.
Yep, nice. All right, so let me show you. Yeah, Fred, that's all we're talking about. I don't talk about residential. This is only commercial. We're not talking about residential. That's not something we talk about over here. All right, let me see here. Let me take this off. Hold on one second. Let me go into settings. All right, let me me do this because I got a whole bunch of stuff back here. All right, yeah. So here in this picture, because it's not, things are not synced up. So everything you're looking at over here is all electric. So, oh, that was a Pitco. Damn, that was a Pitco rethermalizer. It's a Pitco rethermalizer that is electric. Of course, it's going to be backwards. It's all electric. Let me show you that the other warmer, everything is all electric, man. Everything is electric. I was showing the other day. So this is for the hot water. You're not doing boilers with, not for your drinks. They're not doing them with gas. They're all doing them with electric. That was Dukers. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, because this was 208. So I got to go ahead and fix this up. I did this. I was showing this the other day. Had it incoming power. They got it going right to the freaking board, and it burns that sucker up. What we have here, both of these ovens are electric. This is a Henny Penny. And the bottom is a Vulcan. Let me see if I show you. Yeah, the bottom is a Vulcan. And it says, there's your voltage right there. 3-phase. Sorry, some of that stuff might be backwards. Eaton, Ohio. This is what the oven looks like. This is for a chicken joint. And it's all electric. The only thing in this chicken joint that is not electric is the deep fryer. Here's the warmer. Once again, and this warmer is electric. That sucker was all scaled up. The float was all scaled up. And actually, the whole tank has to be cleaned out. This is all electric. This is not gas. All electric. That was the Hatco. It's all electric. The warmers, electric, 110. And there's the inducer motor right there. There's your heating elements. This is all hot side stuff. This is all hot side. All right. Just to show you some of that stuff. So in there, in that chicken, and this is a chain. This is one that there's 35 of those locations. And the only thing in that entire location that is not, yo, what's up, brother? The only thing in that location that is not electric is the deep fryer. Everything else, the ovens that they do the biscuits in, the warmers, everything else is all electric. Everything is electric. So most of the time, when you're dealing with commercial locations, you're really going to be dealing with quite a bit of electric. So you don't have to worry about if you do gas or not. If you do gas, if you don't do gas, big deal. It's not a problem. It's really not a problem. Because at that place, I have yet to work on the fryers. I have done nothing with the fryers, and chances are when I do, it's not going to have anything to do with the gas. So I think you're worried about something that really has nothing to do with you at this point in time. You kind of want to wait, just tell me only work on the electric stuff. It's not a big deal. Everything else in there is electric. Everything else in there is electric, brother. Let me see if I got anything. So, yeah, I know the brother just came in there, but been on here 2 hours. I'm going to get ready to log off this joint Oh, cool. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, man. I've been on here since. Well, I just updated my Wi-Fi, my router, and everything, and it put me behind a good 45 minutes. But yeah, I've been on here for 2 hours. Because, as a matter of fact, I left before before I came onto the show. I went over to that chain. Like I said, there's about 35 locations they just built here. 7 years ago, they only had one. And now we're up to 30. They're up to 35. So I don't do all 35. I do a fair number of the locations here and there. And this one that I already have 1, 2, 3, the bun, the Hatco, one of the Wells warmer, the Metro, then the Pitco. So I already got 5 things I got to work on, and the place is only a year and 3 months old. The place is only a year and 3 months old. Right. You just have to do what's in your area, and if you don't do gas, it's no big deal because you have all these others. And I'll show you this, and I'll leave with that. But you have. Let me see, Hatco, warmer, saver, for sale. So that warmer that I'm working on, I'm working on a bigger one than that. So that's $4,200. 4,000. These are electric. These aren't gas. These are electric. These are not gas. So here's some larger Hatco warmers that are 6. And then let me show you that. See, this is more or less like the flavor saver I'm working on. It's a 2-door unit. That's $7,000. They have to have one. It's in every single one of these locations. Let me show you another, the Metro 5 warmer for sale. So here we go. Once again, these are all electric. They're all on wheels. $3,780. As you see, even that big one is 7. And these are something, the minute they are not working, they don't. First of all, the health department jumps on them. Then somebody else was asking about the governing body. Maybe they have an inspection. Maybe they don't. That's between them and the franchisor. But the health department has something to say about that, whether these things are working or not. So if they're not working, they got a couple of people jumping down their throat to make sure that they either get it out of there or they get it working. They don't get it out of there. They don't get them working. They put them in receivership. So you got those, and then you got like I showed you guys, the Bun HX5 for sale. Now these 5 things I'm working on that are just right there. So it's only $1,000. The guy gave me the go ahead today to go ahead and fix it. Put in the board, blah, blah, blah. I actually had to fix the outlet. The outlet is loose. That's what actually caused this thing, the power to fluctuate. Because this is 220 volts. See, it says 208. They got 208 and 240. Oh, damn, you guys couldn't see that. My bad. My bad. Sorry about that. Oh, sure, no problem, brother. No problem. Let me drop this thing. Damn it. But anyway, they come in 208 and 240. So here it is right there. Again, the parts right from Partstown. So they're saying this one is $1,078. I know they go for it. They have some ones that's a little higher. This place does not have a filter on their unit, so I have to charge him to install a filter on it because the owner is doing a real bad job. And I use the term owner loosely. And so you can go right here. You can actually get the parts from Bunn, or you can get it from Partstown. I'm actually getting it from Partstown, but they have all the parts. But that's with it. And then you have the Pitco table. Let me do the tabletop. And by the way, all those are Hatco is an American company. Pitco is an American company. And where is it? Woo! Whoa! So that little guy is $5,127. And once again, it's electric. 208 single phase. 208 single phase. So not one of those pieces of equipment were gas. Yet this is all hot side. I've never even seen a gas rethermalizer. I'm pretty sure there's one out there, but I have never seen. So a rethermalizer is that they take the frozen food, the food in a bag, and they throw it in the rethermalizer, and it will slowly bring the food up to, it will thaw out the food in such a way that it will keep its consistency. It will keep its bite. They'll do this with shrimp. They'll do this with macaroni and cheese, stuff like that. So that's what they called me about today. Hell no, Partstown ain't cheap. But hell no, Partstown is the most expensive place ever. Ever. Partstown is a last resort. That's only if you got to, is to go to Partstown. But here's the thing. Now, I start ordering from like 14 different places, and they shipping it. Sometimes I say, fuck it. I'm already getting some stuff from Partstown. Let me just go in, add a couple more things, and they all coming at the same time, and it's over with. So sometimes Partstown is never going to be cheaper. Partstown will always be more expensive than everybody else, especially the manufacturer. I typically deal directly with the manufacturer on like 90% of the stuff that I deal with. Because here's the deal. Partstown is actually going to drop ship stuff from the factory. So when they don't have it, they actually just place the order, because they are the master distributor. They place the order with the factory, and then it gets shipped to you from the factory. I'll often call, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we got your stuff being sent out today. You'll be like, damn. So it is what it is. Let me see here if I can find, did I drop that? Oh, let's see here. Let me see if I can find a gas. See if there's a gas rethermalizer. Oh, they do have a gas rethermalizer. Oh, it's so much more money. It's so much more money. It's $12,000 for a gas rethermalizer, which it damn near is a pasta cooker. It's practically a pasta cooker. So that's 12. And speaking of pasta cooker, there's the pasta cooker right there. But you can have all these things. Let me see here. And here are electric pasta cookers. So here is a 230 volt. You'll get a lot of equipment out of Europe, because the vast majority of the European equipment is going to be electric. Everybody else's stuff is electric. So all these items, these pasta cookers, Bain Maries and stuff, they are electric. There's a Pitco electric pasta cooker. There we go. Here's another one. What is this? 208 single phase. And of course, you can order them. Here it is down here at the bottom. You can order them 240, 208, single, or three phase. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I haven't noticed any price changes because I am currently dealing with a lot of American stuff, but the Asian stuff I'm dealing with, they are. And speaking of that, speaking of devil, hell, I got a Tosa right here, but the most of my stuff is Korean. It's green. So so some of the guys were wondering about a Tosa. So there's a Tosa. I just got this check from a Tosa. Just got this check from a Tosa. Look at the date. So yes, because some people have some fantasy about a Tosa. A Tosa is actually bottom of the bottom, lowest of the low. And I actually got a damn card from a Tosa. Some of you guys are probably gonna flip out over it. I don't know what the hell I did with it. Now I can't find this stuff when I really need it. So there is no there is no average service call. There's no such thing. Everybody has a different cost of doing business, Fred. If you can imagine this, I don't have a secretary. I don't have a woman answering my phone. I answer my own phone. I don't have 4 or 5 guys working for me. I don't have a warehouse, all that kind of stuff. If I did, I would have to charge enough to cover that. So you have to charge enough to cover that kind of stuff. And that don't come from the money fairy. That comes from the damn customer. That comes from working on this. Come from there, right there. Yeah, I got less overhead, and it's purely for stress reasons. I've lost out twice now on people wanting to buy me out. One was a New York company, and I forgot who the hell the other one company was. So 2 different people wanted to buy me out, and so I could have walked away with some nice money, but I don't have no damn employees, and all they really want is functional service technicians. They don't want my business. They don't want my clientele. My clientele would be dropped the very second that I sign my name. And I have proof of this. There are a couple of the companies that sold, especially like Commercial Kitchen. Commercial Kitchen, they decided that they wanted to try to steal some of my manufacturers and shit like that. And the minute Parsound bought their asses, they dropped everybody. All those manufacturers had to come hat in hand running back to me. You know, they could not live with their own failure. Where did they bring them? Back to me. They had to bring their asses back to me. Oh, Mike, take us back. Oh, Mike. We need you. I said, yeah, you need me because Commercial Kitchen. Hey, what the hell is it called? Commercial Kitchen Service? Purchased by Parts Town. They're not going to give you the price, but at least I can give you the year. So here it is right here. Parts Town acquired, which was a Houston and San Antonio company. Founded in 1946, headquartered in San Antonio. Commercial Kitchen Parts and Service. They were in San Antonio. They were in Houston, so they had an office in Houston. They had, I want to say they had about 10 or 12 guys. Probably a little more than, maybe I'll give them 19. They probably had 19 guys. And to boost up their numbers, they went just taking on all kind of business. And I'm like, what the hell do they want with my customers? You know, like, what the hell is that shit all about? Let me see if I can come up with a date. Yeah, this was August. Was this August of last year? I want to say it was August of 2 years ago. It's crazy that they're not giving a date. It's crazy that they're not giving a date. But these companies are getting, yeah, they got bought up in 2022. In 2022, in August of 2022. So if I at least had between 5 and 10, I don't want that. If I had between 5 and 10 service technicians, I would be, it would be no problem selling it, because each technician, each trained technician is worth $85,000 to a company. You can hire people. You can hire people off the street. By the time you finish paying them, training them, and if they stay, you're going to invest $85,000 into them, and then they're not even going to be functional on their own. They're not even going to be functional on their own. Yeah, Fred, you got my number. You need to call me, brother. So they're not going to be functional on their own. So if you buy, you're essentially buying 10 technicians that can generate between $1 and $2 million per technician in revenue with the machine that these larger companies already have. They already have accounts. So I've already been approached, and I was already told, yeah, we don't want your customers. Do you want to work for us? Do you want to handle some of our customers? We got some hospitals and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, I don't want none of that. But it was like, well, okay, we'll buy you. How about that? We'll buy you and all your guys. And I'm like, I check back with me in about 2 years. Check back with me in about 2 years, because it's rarefied air to even have companies that can do dishwashers. So they check and they see that, yeah, I do hospitals. I could do Myco at hospitals. I could do CMA, Jackson, and stuff like that at universities. And they're like, okay, cool. And they ask these manufacturers, who is doing what in this market? And then they, oh yeah, this is Mike. He does this stuff, Reed. But people never think that it's just one guy. They think that there's a number of people and a number of divisions, but it's just me. No, you know what? I'd have to do the heavy lifting, which is get the employees, do the heavy lifting, which is to coddle them, train them. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And then all that comes along with that for a couple of years until they would be self-sufficient. Once these guys would be self-sufficient, then the company would be ripe for somebody to buy me out and hand me my exit papers. Of course, I would have to stay on. Typically, you stay on for a year or two. My father's deal was 5 years. They want you to stay on for 5 years. They don't want you leaving, starting another company through nefarious ways, and then taking your employees back. Yeah, that is the problem. That is the problem that everybody has. That is why I'll just say this. I'm extremely fortunate. So, well, see, that does not matter. When you're dealing, just like Burger King. So Burger King is going to have a single combi oven. That is a singular brand. That's a combo therm. They're going to have Duke or Nico batch broiler. They're going to have Frymaster or Pitco deep fryer. They're going to have Taylor They're going to have FBD. They're going to have Lancer for a soda dispenser. And in the bun toaster, I forgot the damn name of the bun toaster. It's escaping me right now. Sometimes it's Prince Castle. So it doesn't matter that I do 300 brands. What matters is that will prepare me, that allows me to work in different places. So believe it or not, like I get these large companies. I got the chicken chain that's got 30 locations. I don't do all 30. But I got them because I do Isomatic. I had got another large multinational chicken chain. I don't do all 5 of them that they have here, but I used to do 2 of them. And I got that because I did Isomatic. I did Isomatic, and then I did Ultra Fryer. So the brands you take care of, the brands that you're a servicer for, that manufacturer will present you to that store concept and say, hey, this is one of the people that we use to work on our product. And so that's the trade-off. I didn't want to do no damn Atosa, but Atosa got me in the door with that large chain called Pluckers that I wanted. Atosa got me this one. Oh yeah, brother, don't worry about it. I'll be all right. Atosa got me Pluckers. This was a chain I had been wanting to get into for a hot minute, and I couldn't figure out a way in there. And then just one Friday, I got a call. I was like, yeah, I'm going over there. What the hell? Why not? For a freaking cord. For a cord on a cook's table. Let me see if I can find a better picture of these freaking places. La 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 la. So they got a very similar story, like what's that other chicken place? Cane's, like Raising Cane's. So yeah, they got a very similar story, and let me show you all their locations. And so now what they decided to do, which is what quite a few chains are doing, is that they are giving brands like Dukers and Atosa a go. See, so they got Austin, College Station, DFW, Houston, which is where I am, Killeen, San Antonio, San Marcos, and then coming soon, Katy, Texas, which is where I am. So in Houston, boom, I go ahead, Meyerland, Katy, Pasadena, Stafford, Cypress, Webster, Memorial City, and Shepherd. So, but they like so many other chains, I actually do. Shoot, I don't have that stuff. I took it back to the truck. I took my all stuff back to the truck. But they have, man, you guys are asking me about it. It is Victory and damn, hold on. What's the other brand that's Victory? Damn, what's that other freaking brand? All right, so let me show you Training Center. Oh, yeah. That's going to be over there in South Carolina. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. My bad. North Carolina, because it's owned by Well Built. It is Victory and, hold on, damn it. Let me do this. Ally Group. Masterbuilt. So they had Masterbuilt. Everything was Masterbuilt, and a lot of people get Beverage Air. That's what it is, Beverage Air. And a lot of people get frustrated with Beverage Air. They get a little hot under the collar with Beverage Air. And so, just so you know, like Beverage Air and Victory is like interchangeable because it is the same parent company. And when you sign up with Beverage Air, so this is the baby right here. This is the baby. All these chicken plates. That's a single. Hold on. All these chicken joints. They will have these freezers, and they put the French fries in there. I don't know how they're marketing this. Maybe one day, if I even care, maybe I'll go and see this at one of the shows. But it doesn't matter. Another chain that from time to time will use beverage air or has used beverage air has been Wingstop. So you will go to some locations, and some locations will be all true. And when all the true units die, they'll go ahead and get another one. Some are all Continental, some are all true, some are all beverage air. And then the very earliest ones were Charleston. And now they are all Hoshizaki. So currently, the stores that were beverage air, they've transitioned them over. As the stuff breaks, they'll go ahead and get a Hoshizaki. But they will occasionally have some of these beverage air units left over. So I am authorized with beverage air, and Pluckers is switching over from beverage air to freaking Atosa. So they had a unit like this at Pluckers that, well, actually like the other one behind it, but they had a unit like this, and they got rid of it, and they went and got an Atosa version, and they damaged the cord. They crushed the cord and cut into it, and so they were having shorts. So it depended on how they moved the unit. The hell? It depended on how they moved the unit. It determined if the cook's table was working or not. What the hell? Why is that? It's not polar. Atosa. There we go. So I just had to go over there and actually cut off. Luckily, the part of the cord that was damaged, chef's base. Part of the unit was the part of the cord that was damaged was only like about 2 or 3 inches away from the body of the unit. So I cut it at the point of damage on the cord and added that back to the machine. Removed that 2-3 inches that was between the machine and the damaged part of the cord, and I went ahead and it was like a 48-inch. Yeah, it was like one of these. It was like one of these right next to the fryer. That was gas, by the way. It wasn't electric. It was gas. But yeah, so that got me in there. So I went and I got my account set up, not with Pluckers, but with the service provider, the dispatch company that Pluckers uses. So now I have all my stuff set up. Damn, I don't have it here, but I have all my sheets set up that have my name, my logo, and then Pluckers logo, my phone number, and then I have my Pluckers service number. So Pluckers told me, yeah, we'll use you. You just need to have a service number for the dispatch company. So that's what I did. I went and got that number. Let me see if I can show you what my thing looks like real quick. And then I'm really getting the hell up off of here. I'm really getting the hell up out of here. Let me see here, Pluckers. There it is. All right, here we go. And all right, let me close this. One second. There it is. So here's my sheet. That's on the front of my marketing material. So this is the cover sheet, and I let them know, yes, because they have Hoshizaki ice machines. Yes, they have beverage air. Yes, they have a Atosa. I am authorized on all 3. They have Pitco deep fryers, which I am not authorized for, but I put down what I am authorized for. Oh, you know what? Okay, I have my number on the inside though. I have my number on the inside. So I just give them stuff like this with my number, and I have other sheets. Shoot. And I have sheets that describe what I do, stuff like that. And I have that inside my marketing package, and I hand that to the manager, and it will, hold on one second. Come on, man. Oh, now it doesn't want to play right. Shoot. Hold on one second. Let me stop that. And I'll show you what I am talking about. Oh, service sheet. Which one is it? Let me just do open. 1 second, and then I am getting up off of here. Pages. I got my FBD sheets. Union. Oh, that's a brand called you. Oh, here it is. Coming up, coming up, coming up, and we got action. There we go. So this is also what I provide to them. So on this, they use I think they use Corrigo. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So these are 3 of the dispatch companies, and so there's my service number. So it doesn't really matter which concept, which brand I'm dealing with. I just throw that in the marketing material. So the first layer has my company name and logo, as you saw, the name and logo. Usually I have my phone number, and in this sheet will have my service number for Corrigo, for EcoTrack, for Service Channel, and these are our 3 top dispatch companies. What they do is they help these companies keep track of what they're spending on the service. So each one of them will you input into this system the picture of what you're working on, the cost of what you've done. Then they tally up every single repair. It doesn't matter if you're the service company or another service company. Everything, all right now, everything is in their system. Who worked on it, when they worked on it, how long the equipment's been down, that whole thing. Oh, sure, no problem, man. So now it doesn't matter if it's Wingstop, if it's Pluckers, if it's because I'm actually going to talk to Hooters. So Hooters, the Hooters in my area has gone bankrupt. So I'm going to present my information to them and say, hey, look, yeah, we'll do this on a COD basis, and I'll take care of you guys until, whatever situation, until their financial situation changes. Well, I'll take a check. Or I'll take cash. And then if they do have a company, there are some companies floating around out there that are providing funding to these financially crippled establishments, and so they can dispatch me those calls, and then they guarantee payment to me. So just stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunity out there because we are in a market where there are fewer servicers than there are service calls out there. So you and I will never be able to tackle all the service calls that are out there. It's just way too many. And with that, I am going to give you guys a good night. Oh, yeah. I got all Corrigo, a JLL company. See, here's a JLL card. I told you guys before that JLL was more than just a real estate company. All right, brother Fred. Catch up with you later. Hey, everybody, I've known Fred for my daughter's 13, so I guess I've known Fred like about 12 years. Let's say I've known Fred about 12 years at least. So, and with that, I'd like to thank everybody who's contributed to the show. I believe Michael Adams. Brother Frank. Let me see here. This is how you can contribute to the channel. Hold on, I gotta go through this one. I'll be back operational on Instagram probably tomorrow. So if you guys had any questions, just let me know. You can always hit me up on Instagram. That's where you'll be able to find me. Business email is for business. So Michael Adams, thank you very much. Brother Frank, thank you very much. Richard R. Brown, much appreciated. And I will see you guys on Thursday. And with that, I will see you later.
And be relentless. That's it. I'm done.
You damn skippy it was, bro, man. You got to go, man. Nah, follow this trail. You got to get up on out of here. Let's go, bro, man. You know, you got to roll with it, you know? Let's go.
We are same, but different, but still same.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir,